it's Sandy, Missouri from Balloon Utopia and Market with Balloons. Today I want to show you a super cute little princess. But first, before I start, if you have not subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do it. Right this second, hit the little red button that says subscribe. Okay, good. So, here goes. To make this princess, what we need is we need a 260. I'm using blush. That is about 3/4 inflated. We're not going to use it all the way, so it doesn't matter that much, but you don't want it fully inflated. And we need a yellow 160, or a 160 of any color actually. We're making a blonde princess wearing a pink dress because I have blonde hair and pink is my favorite color. So it's a Princess Sandy, I guess. And this is inspired from Marie, Just Marie Daydow, who maybe was inspired and turned by Michael Creighton, I believe, but I'm not sure. I've been doing this princess for like 15 years, so I don't know what changes I've made versus the original version, so I'm gonna show it to you my way. Okay, so to start off with, we have our 260 and our 160, and for some reason they're just kind of curling, so not a big deal. Anyways, we're gonna start off by taking about a thumb-sized bubble, just like that, and we're going to squeeze the air and kind of get this so that it's a little bit loose. We're gonna actually be putting a couple of twists in there. Just kind of find the center, or more or less the center, and you're gonna twist it in half, just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just wrap this around, okay? So you see it's like that. And now we're gonna bring these up as two bubbles as if they were one and twist it, okay? So that we have this little section. You see it's about the same size as the little bubble here. And then we're gonna take the nozzle and wrap it around like that. And then I kind of just tuck it in there to get rid of it and then also to secure it. Okay, now we're gonna make a tiny little loop like that. And now, since this balloon is longer, we're gonna put a pinch twist in it with this balloon, with this side here, okay? So that's what we have so far. And now we're going to take this, and you see I kind of fit it so that we have our pinch twist here, and I'm bringing this down around those other bubbles like that, and then I'm gonna squeeze and twist, just like this. And then whichever one is longer, I'm gonna put another little pinch twist in it. And then I'm just going to twist those balloons together, spiral them around each other, just like so. And then I'm just going to flip one through to lock it. Okay, and we'll come through and manicure all the extra little bits later. Okay, so now you can see this is kind of her head. And every time I do this one, it's a huge hit. People really love it, and even if all I've made for the rest of the party is just one balloon swords, they think I'm just the most amazing balloon artist ever because I made the one princess. Okay, so now we're gonna put her to the side for just a moment, and we're going to take a pink 160 and a blush 160. Both of them are inflated about 3/4. Again, we're not actually going to use the full thing of either, so it doesn't matter, just you want not to have it fully inflated. Okay, and we're gonna start with the 160, the blush 160. Now, if you're making a chocolate princess, then you would want to use mocha for the head and also mocha for the arms, obviously. So we're gonna put a little bubble, and then we're making like a tiny little dog leg, right? So it's kind of a 3-bubble series, just like that. Okay, so that's the hand. And we're gonna give it a little bend, and then coming up to here. Okay, so now you need to hold on to this for a second. And we're going to make in our pink balloon, actually let me just clip it there. In our pink balloon, we're gonna make a tiny little bubble and a tiny little loop. This is going to be like the poof of her shoulder thingy. You like that? That's the official word for it. The poof of the shoulder thingy. Okay, and so now we have our loop. You see I flipped the bubble through just to lock it. And we're just gonna wrap that right around there like this, okay? So now we have the arm and we've got her little shoulder, and now we're gonna make the bodice. Okay, so we're gonna make a small bubble out of the blush, and we're going to match it with the pink. The pink one we're just gonna make slightly bigger, and we're gonna wrap those two together, And then I'm going to make a tiny little pinch twist from the pink. Like that. And then we're going to match it as close as we can on the other side. Okay, just like that. Okay? And now we're going to make another little tiny bubble for the other shoulder thingy. And a tiny little pinch twist. Okay? There we go. Lots of little tiny detail work in this one. Okay, and now we are going to try to make the other arm approximately the same. And we'll manicure everything and put it where it belongs, once we get to the end. So this is the hard part. You want the arms to basically be about the same size. So now we're going to do it backwards. Okay, so we make the long part, and then we're going to make the dog ears, if you will. And then we're going to twist off our little bubble for the hand. Okay, and now we want to go out a ways and get rid of the rest. Now you notice that I have this very tightly twisted and I'm holding on to it. So now we can just let the air out and tie it and then pull it through to lock it, just like that. Okay, so this is going to be the bodice of her dress. So now let's come back to our head snake, and we're going to take our pink 260. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to twist a little bubble in her neck. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because if you do this wrong, the way that we're going to tie these two balloons together, you might lose her neck. So what you want to do is you want to kind of wrap the nozzle around the blush balloon a couple of times, and then squeeze the air out and kind of tie it into a knot. You want to make sure that all of the stress is putting on this side of the balloon and not this side, because we need to keep the neck, but it's okay if we lose this piece because we're about to cut it off anyway. Okay, and I actually do have scissors. There we go. All right, so now we have this. Okay, and so now we're going to take this little bodice that we just made, and we're going to place it on, and we're going to wrap it around that connection point that we just made, just like so. Not too tight. You're not wrapping it in, you're actually just wrapping it around. And then we kind of want to put everything in the right place. At this point, you could discard this bubble and make a pinch twist out of this, or if this bubble is pretty stable, you could pinch twist the little starter bubble that you have. So we're gonna do that. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so now we want to get rid of this, but we still need to use it. So we don't want to get rid of it completely. We just want to let some of the air out so that once again we can put a couple of little twists into it. Okay, and we're gonna just kind of set this aside for a moment. All right, so here's what we have now. Her arms and everything we can get all straightened out later. Or now. Okay, and so we're gonna come down about a fist length, like that, and put a twist, just like so. Okay, oops. Remember to hold on to it, otherwise it'll go away. Okay, and now we're going to, while we're controlling this bubble, you see I'm holding it with my pinky, we're gonna make another bubble, like that, and then bring it back, so kind of like your classic dog leg, like this. And then basically, now we're gonna make a bird body. So we make the third bubble and kind of roll the other two around it. And basically, we're just gonna keep going back and forth for as many pieces as we can get out of it. So normally it's probably about 5. Once in a while you'll get 6. So this makes the ball gown, kind of like a pumpkin ball gown. Every once in a while the kids will say, but where are her feet? And I'll say they're under her dress. All right, so now we're gonna go back to that little piece that we took off and stay. Good girl. Okay, so we're going to twist a little tiny bubble and then a little tiny loop and a second little tiny loop Okay, so this is what we have. We have bubble and 2 little loops, like as if we were making like a little mouse face. Okay, and so now we're going to take it and just wrap it around, putting this, well actually we'll just put it to the front for now, and then we can twist her whole thing around. Okay, so this one again, you don't want it too tight because you don't want it to dig in, but you do want it wrapped around snugly. Okay, so now we're just gonna wrap it around like that, and then we want to mirror that bubble with this one. So you see I twist it, I'm controlling the bubble, I'm holding it while I cut it, slowly letting the air out. I don't want to like let it get too far away from me, otherwise I'll lose the whole thing like I just did when I was trying to show you. Okay, and then tie that off, and now this is going to go to the back. Okay, so you see there we have it in the back. All right, so now we're just going to wrap her two hands together to give her kind of like a nice demure pose, you know, little good girl hands. And now's a good time to manicure all of our loose bits off. Okay, so the only thing left is the artwork, and since I am not very good with a pen, I'm going to keep it really, really simple. So I basically just do that, and soft little eyebrow, a little nose, a little smile, and then I'm going to take my blue pen and kind of color in her eyes a little bit. So hard doing this, like trying to show the camera and draw at the same time, especially when I'm not such a good drawer to begin with. And then I'm going to take my little red one and I'm just going to make a simple little kind of heart shape for the face. Now, if you are a better artist, by all means, and I bet you are, make the face that you like to make. You do not have to make this face, but do put a face on it, because if you don't, then the kids are gonna ask, well, where's her face? So she does need a face. But there you go. We have a super cute little balloon princess that is guaranteed to win you hearts and reputation. So now that you know you like the video, and tell everybody you know to subscribe, and leave me a comment and tell me what else you want to learn. Okay? I'm making videos every week. It's a lot of videos. I take your comments very seriously. In fact, this one was a request from you guys. So here we go, our adorable little princess. Until next time, go forth and balloonify. If you want to learn more, make sure that you go over to Amazon and check out my books. My books have a ton of great recipes in them, step by step, so that you can follow it. It also has a link to a video so that if you want to watch it, you can learn however you learn best, either by reading or by watching. So check them out on Amazon.